So now we're just checking out in Bend, and we're going up to Burns next. Stayed at the Sleep Inn in Bend. Wasn't bad. They had breakfast here. So next up, we're heading Burns and then to French Glen. And if you get a chance to go to Worthy Brewing, it looks like a good spot. It's across the street from the hotel in Bend. From Vancouver, Washington to the Alvord Desert, it's about 7 hours. So we stayed in Bend last night so we could get a jump start on the morning. The Northern Great Basin looked intriguing, so we thought we'd pop in for a few. We have this habit of not being able to pass a gravel road without turning off and checking it out. Kind of makes our road trips take a lot longer than they should. So this one I would say is probably not worth too much extra time. And now we're off to Burns, and then we're going to make our way to French Glen to stay the night. We made it to Burns, which is a small town with a laid-back vibe. And we were getting thirsty, so we stopped in for some margaritas and some tacos at El Toro. They were great. This was definitely the first time we were in a traffic jam from a herd of cows. It was awesome.
They're coming here. Oh. You could get slathered. Look at the slather coming out that way. Holy cow. Hey guys.
Sorry.
There's so many. Oh, this one's coming on my side. He's the stream.
Sorry. Are we doing good? Okay, right here. Okay, cool.
Oh, smokes. That's close. Hey guys.
Pretty awesome.
That's fantastic.
That's so crazy. Those dogs. You guys are all amazing.
I'd say Burns probably has more cows than people as their population. The wildlife refuge here is actually rather large. This side was the visitor center, which it was actually closed to go inside when we got here, but there's a road across the street where you can drive for quite some time. We've seen these deer out there and cruised around and seen lots of birds, and then hightailed it to French Glen. We stayed in this cabin for 2 nights out in French Glen. We were planning on doing one of the days going into the Steens Mountains and checking out the sights and doing some four-wheeling, but it was March when we were here, and they don't open the gates until late June, early July, depending on the snow. So we did some more exploring around French Glen and checked out some other sights around town. Also, if you are in French Glen around March, there's only one gas station and it is closed until tourist season opens, which is I think June, July-ish. So make sure you fill up in Burns before you get here, because the next one is in Field Station, and that's quite a ways away too. So you really got to plan your gas stations out on this trip out in the desert, because there's no cell service either. So now we're heading to the South Loop entrance to the Steens Mountains. We hear that that's where all the wild horses are. And so we're looking at the sign. Instead of looking behind it, what do you know? There's wild horses right there. We got lots of video of the horses, but every time we seen a wild horse, it always seemed to be in front of a fence. And then it starts making you wonder, how wild are these horses? But they sure are pretty to look at. We knew that this road was going to be closed up a ways, but it did look like it went up about 5 or 6 miles before the gate was locked. And that 5 or 6 miles caught you to a really nice vantage point where you could see the entire valley. And actually we even came back here at nighttime and watched the stars. Really nice up here. Now back on the road to Fields, and then we found a dirt road off to the side, and well, we had to go check it out. So why not? Something about finding an unnamed back road in the middle of nowhere where you're just like, what the heck is up there? We just had to go explore. And it actually took you to some pretty good viewpoints at the top of the hill here. You could see the Steens Mountains, and kind of fun little off-the-road path. You do start thinking in the back of your head of, what happens if I break down out here? There's no cell service, there's no people. We actually drove for a whole day and seen 3 cars the whole day. And so you could be stuck out here a while. So we didn't get too crazy, and time to head back to the main road. Time to get some gas and a milkshake. And we made it to the town of Fields, which has a population of 120 people and 1 gas station. So even if gas was $15 a gallon, I don't think it would bother you too much. Plus they got the best milkshakes in town. The only milkshakes in town, but they are the best. So we're gonna go get that and get something for lunch. To get gas, you tell them to turn on the pump your gas, take a picture, and then go inside and pay for it.
Over here at the, what is it?
Field Station.
The Field Station's got an excellent selection of hard alcohol. You can get other things like bread and peanut butter, bullets, just the bare necessities. I'd have to say it was one of the best milkshakes I've ever had. Well done, Field Station.
Plus 2 more.
They keep a tally of how many hamburgers they've sold and how many milkshakes they've sold. We added 2 more of each to the list. I got the chili burger. Rebecca got, I believe, a bacon cheeseburger. They're both fantastic. Along the way, we found these crazy looking clouds that resemble UFOs. You know, we are in the middle of nowhere. That's what people see out here. And big deer. We're going to see this guy and a lot of his friends a little bit later. Stay tuned for that. And we finally made it to the playa at the Alvord Desert. There's only a couple entrances to get down onto the playa itself. This one we're taking is called Frog Spring. This one could be a little rough for a small car to make it in, but a 4-wheel drive shouldn't have any trouble. Sometimes the playa does get a little smushy in the wetter time of the year, and so we were a little nervous getting on here, being March, but turned out to be nice and dry and you could drive right on it. Finally made it, our 7-hour drive to the Alvord Desert, and we are super excited to check it out. What a great way to end the day. And then we come across this big herd of white-tailed deer just crossing the road. And lo and behold, that big buck that was in the bushes earlier, this is his whole crew. I think they were all just hiding in the bushes and we couldn't even see him. He was the only one standing, but now they're all out at the sunset. What a great day.
Bye, guys.
Just the sunsets alone are worth coming here. This place is amazing. Thanks for watching. If you like this, feel free to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. See you next time.